All right, and we back. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 404. Okay, we live reacting. Happy Halloween to everybody. It's not Halloween just yet, but it's Halloween weekend, kind of. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna be out and about later. I'm gonna just quick show off the Halloween costume. For all my Tagashi fans out there, you know what this is. You know what this is. Hello, hello. I'm gonna even show you the shoe real quick. You see that? We dedicated to the game right now. If you know who I am, drop it in the goddamn comments, okay? I can't get the shoe back on, but whatever. Let's get into the chapter. All right. It's Kash Piece. I'm Kash. Let's get to it. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 404. Last chapter, we saw some crazy stuff with Hulkenberg, the Ninth Prince, taking over the body of Prince Benjamin's main guard in Balsamico. Hit him with a little switcheroo. But yeah, let's see where we're going with this now. Okay. All right, so chapter 404. And it seems like we're starting off with Kurapika meeting with Zhang Lei, the third prince. In the last chapter, he was like trying to consult a bunch of his guards whether or not they knew what his the coins that his Nen Beast was like making, like what it does or whatever. And all of them had a bunch of answers that he already came up with and already kind of rolled out. So let's see what Kurapika's got to say about this. I think we can confirm the hypothesis that the coins change after 10 days. Typically, when conjuring objects, their limit is capped. By including the choice of public ownership, this cost can be dispersed, allowing for mass materialization. And obviously, you know, Kurapika would know a lot about conjuration because he is a conjurer. So let's keep it going. Assuming that the coin changes depending on whether it belongs to you or other people, we'll need to test these changes. Let's start with easily verifiable tests. Does the design differ between the coins in and out of your possession? Prince, mine is different from the one on the deck. This guy with this terrible haircut said. What does it say? What is Kurapika saying about Shorai's ability? Shorai. Indeed, the front is the same, but the back is completely different. LOL at him being on the coin. That's kind of cool. Based on this, I post that the effect must vary depending on the owner. To confirm this, could you transfer the coin on the table to your guard? All right. Then Kurapika, I give you the 10 coin. Kurapika's surprised by this. Queen Oito is kind of shook. And then we got this bald fuck from Benjamin's crew. And we got the nigga with the terrible haircut. This will test both potential changes to the number and design, as well as any effect from me bestowing a 10 coin to someone. 2 birds, 1 stone. I like Zhang Lei because he's smart. All right. Things are never simple. I'm guessing this is what Kurapika's thinking to himself. Understood. And he reaches out and picks it up with his hand that got the chains on it. Okay, note from Tagashi here. I'm deeply grateful for the emotional support I've received from the Nagizaka 46's Sailor Moon musical and the Hunter x Hunter stage play. That's nice. Continuing on, I don't want to raise suspicion by refusing it, and even if accepting it is the activation for an activation condition for a pseudo coercive manipulation ability. Whew. The coin only has about 10 days worth of Nen, which shouldn't be enough for something as powerful as a kill order. AKA Kurapika's like, I don't know if I should be taking this coin from you, my guy, but he's like weighing the risks and the rewards of doing so. Being limited to 1 coin a day with a change on the 10th day suggests that this ability's true value will become clear once Shorai is crowned king. I'm guessing that's Zhang Lei. This seems to reflect his forward-looking nature. It should be fine. And Shorai or Zhang Lei asks him. And so he's holding the coin in his hand. You've seen a bunch of Nen in his hand. And now he's shocked. He's looking at it. This is Kurapika. And it goes, unless he flipped it, one side it says the number 1, and then on the other side it's Zhang Lei. So it went from 10 to 1. Is that what just happened? The number and design have both changed. Exactly, I knew it. See, I'm paying attention. Both have changed. The design matches the one on Temptori. I'm guessing that's boy with the terrible haircut. Temptori's coin. I see. Seems that when the owner changes, Both the days and its effects are reset. Interesting. You see, they've been teasing this coin for like a couple of years now. I know it's not a couple of years in freaking real time, but it is in real time, not in Hunter x Hunter world time. I'm gonna drink this after. Anyway, let's see. I'll return ownership to this coin to the prince and see whether it changes again. Very well. The design has changed back, but the 10 remains 1. Okay, I get it now. I think I have a rough grasp on how it works. Oh, do tell me. Can we talk freely here? I don't mind. I assure you it's not any ability Benjamin will feel threatened by. How do you know that? You don't know what the hell it does. As expected, this is Kurapika thinking to himself, and now he's saying out loud, it can be inferred that Prince Shorai's guardian spirit beast has an accumulation type conjuration ability. And then he's thinking to himself, as the third prince, he's proficient in strategy and subtle diplomacy. As long as I understand his intentions and respect the hierarchy, he's an ally. And then he continues to say, the coins can be traded and the nen will increase exponentially within them if held for a long period of time, thus unlocking unique abilities within the wielder. That's interesting. So it's kind of like Morena's ability, where Morena has it so that she can basically have people be a part of her game, and then once they kill, I want to say 20 people, they get a nen ability. So I guess it's similar to that. He thinks to himself, that means concealing information about quote unquote weapons and quote unquote threats. I'm gonna say all the things he was thinking in one go right here. As expected, as the third prince, he's proficient in strategy and subtle diplomacy. As long as I understand his intentions and respect the hierarchy, he's an ally. That means concealing information about quote unquote weapons and threats. Okay. After about half a year, when the coin is in the quintillions, the user's aura nodes will open, thus allowing them to use nen. In a half a year? Damn, you gotta stay dedicated, my boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Miranda, like, you get that shit the same day. Anyway, somebody's thinking to themselves, I think this is Kurapika. While it carries almost no risk or cost, the guardian spirit beast will demand an even price. That price is likely pseudo-coercive manipulation. See, now that seems more like, what's her name? Tyson's ability, where she gives the books out to everybody. This seems really similar to that, actually, where she gives the books out to everybody, and basically the people that read her book and become more and more entwined with like her way of thinking end up becoming the characters that she like designed of them or whatever. So it's really interesting how in the Succession War, all these powers that these guys are getting are, they basically have to do with their, I don't want to say disciples, but their followers. Basically, the more belief that they have in the prince that bestows whatever ability upon them, the stronger that ability tends to be, whether that's Hulkenberg, whether that's Tyson, or whether that's Zhang Lei, or Chorai, I guess. But anyway, continuing on. Now he says, the prince's estimate of 10 to the power of 64 may represent the number of days that are required for a wielder to use mysterious nen abilities. Interesting. This method is the most efficient way to acquire nen, which usually requires rigorous training with minimum effort and no risk. Accumulation-based abilities are often found in individuals who are highly strategic and rational. In other words, this is an ability that'll bear its fruit after you've taken the throne. And then he thinks to himself, a form of half-compulsory loyalty towards Shorai. He says, see? Ha 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 ha. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna stop real quick. Being an avid One Piece reader, seeing a regular ha 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 is fucking chopping me right now. But anyway, it'd be all types of laughs in One Piece. But anyway, I told you this power suited me. It's best to keep the possibility of it being a pseudo-coercive manipulation type hidden for now. It'll only create unnecessary trouble. I'd like to observe the coins without any new developments. Someone here must be secretly holding onto the coin that appeared on the first day. And And now one of Benji's boys, this guy he's giving Kurapika the death stare. I feel like he knows that Kurapika's not saying something. He's the only Nen user here who doesn't serve Chorai. Today is Wednesday, the 11th day of the war. And now that I think about it, I feel like I do remember somebody like stashing one of those coins. It might be this guy right here. Today is Wednesday, the 11th day. Okay, we're still on the 11th day, by the way, of the war. Most Nen abilities with time-based conditions begin at 1. If the coins first appeared on Sunday, there should be at least 2 coins marked 10 by now. This suggests that whoever kept it secret is someone well aware of the situation and wants to keep Chorai in the dark. Someone who saw a coin emerge from Chorai's guardian spirit beast, picked it up, and benefits from keeping information hidden. First Prince Benjamin's soldier, oh my god, these names, Koventoba. The coin appears every day at 1 p.m. We can easily verify who was with Chorai at that time by reviewing security records. And in the event that it's discovered I've been withholding information about Chorai's ability, I can use Koventoba as insurance. Right, this has been rather insightful, Kurapika. Now I can focus entirely on contemplating my siblings' futures. That's a crazy way to say taking my siblings out. But okay. Just one thing. It's also possible that the number of coins owned could influence the ability's effects. Interesting. So it'd be in your best interest to secure the majority. Understood. I'll hand you the one that appeared today and keep the rest with me for the time being. Thank you very much. Oh my god, holy snap. Oh my god. I freaking scrolled a little bit. I'm about to get smacked by a wall of text in a second. Please hold off a little longer on the other matter. Completing the second training session is very important to me. Very well. The more information, the better, but it's not an urgent matter. I'm more worried about you and Prince Wobal's safety. And, how you say his name? Koventoba? Koventoba is just looking at him with the ... We're not equal. I understand the price for my information is the assurance of Wobal's safety. It's likely that others were using the first session for recon. It'd be wise to devise countermeasures immediately, Zhang said to Kurapika, and then Kurapika says back, thanks for your consideration, while thinking, being under Chorai's protection in exchange for quote-unquote crucial Nen-related information about the war is certainly beneficial, but it comes with significant risk. What doesn't come with risk in this game, Kurapika? Alright, wall of text incoming. Chorai is one of the princes connected to the Mafia. Over 200 members of his faction are aboard the ship, which acts as a deterrent against the higher-ranked princes. The balance of power between Serednik, Lucerus, and the other underworld factions is fragile. If anything were to disrupt it, the entire situation could drastically change. Who would benefit the most from the Mafia tug-of-war breaking? Benjamin, by far. Heightened conflict between Mafia families would provide sufficient grounds to justify the use of special martial law, allowing him to place all the princes under house arrest under the pretense of protection. It's a powerful weapon that enables him to manipulate the situation however he sees fit. But how can one sever the rope? The seemingly fragile Mafia families have maintained balance for years. However, if their methods for resolving disputes were to be discarded, a war could erupt. The surest way to escalate that conflict would be to covertly assassinate a boss. The true boss is whichever prince backs the family. If a situation arises where it appears that one of the families has assassinated a rival boss, a war would ensue, thereby justifying the declaration of special martial law. Ooh, child. I can't lie to you. That's like the third or fourth scenario where martial law will break out over the last like 2 or 3 chapters. So it's gonna happen. It's likely he may attempt to assassinate Chorai, Lucerus, or Serednik to create that scenario. Even if Chorai were to house and protect Prince Wobble, Benjamin wouldn't hesitate. He might even use Wobble as collateral damage to heighten the brutality and to make it look like the Mafia did it. It may be safer to stay in room 1014, where the prince's guards are constantly monitoring each other, rather than risk being targeted by Benjamin at room 1003. However, the snake ability user remains a mystery. Considering the previous incidents, there's a chance that one of the prince's guards is plotting something. Determining which option is safer will come down to intuition. No matter which path we choose, we're walking on thin ice. And then Oito is looking concerned, obviously. And Zhang Lei is saying something to 10th Tori. Okay. Hey, my god, Leorio and Cheetle, I think her name is. Yay, we finally seen some of the Zodiacs. Let's get it. Well, obviously Karapika's a Zodiac, but I didn't mean him. He's completely unresponsive. Body temp is 36.6 degrees Celsius. No convulsions or shortness of breath. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in America, so I'm going to quick look up Celsius to Fahrenheit and see how much that is in Fahrenheit. What did it say? 36.6? 36.6? 97.8. Yeah, that's a good fever right there. That's a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. But anyway, let's get back to it. You getting a little bit higher than that, you really getting into some crazy feverness. But anyway, it's possible he hit his head hard when he collapsed. Prepare a blood test and CAT scan immediately. Contact Hockenberg's guards on the first tier and ask them about the prince's condition over the past week. Okay, so Cheetle and Leorio and the medical team are all trying to see what's going on with Hockenberg right now. Even though this is just an empty vessel and he's not even in there, he's in Balsamico. Also, send vomit samples to jail for examination immediately. Are we about to see Leorio bust into action? Let's see. Hockenberg's body look crazy right here, yo. It looks crazy. I'm curious if the other guys, is Balsamico in Hockenberg? I feel like no, right? We don't know what happens to them, I feel like. But anyway, clearly Hockenberg's body is not just like dead, so I'm confused on like what's going on with his body right now, but we'll see. All right, now we got Balsamico Berg, and he's watching his body get wheeled away, which is interesting. And he thinks to himself, the pierced soul won't awaken unless I fall asleep. Adding coma, quote unquote coma, to the diagnosis and delaying the identification of infectious gastroenteritis works in my favor. And if mother refuses an autopsy, my death will be officially dismissed as unexplained organ failure. Interesting. But now that I'm thinking about it, did he actually make his body like affected by that poison? That would be kind of nuts, wouldn't it? But anyway, Hockenberg vomited and was transported to the adjacent general hospital. The mission will be completed within half a day. It takes approximately 12 hours. Oh, okay, this is Benjamin thinking to himself now, because Balsamico Berg is on the phone with Benjamin. And Benjamin thinks to himself, it takes approximately 12 hours from the onset of vomiting for the target to pass. Things may get complicated if the Hunter Association is involved. Good work. I'll send a team of royal and military doctors to your location. Monitor his progress. And Balsamico Berg says, yes, sir, and then hangs up. Hockenberg has like a serious look of resolve on his glowing face here outside of Balsamico's body. But anyway, okay, more wall of text incoming. Shikaku and Sumidori's transfer confirmed several hypotheses. Upon awakening, Sumidori's body correctly identified Shikaku's recognition number, proving that one soul can remain conscious at a time. Priority goes to the one who activated the ability. AKA Balsamico's still inside of his own body, but Hockenberg really just has control right now. As long as Sumidori's soul is active, Shikaku's won't awaken. If Sumidori wakes up, Shikaku will forcibly lose consciousness. However, even if you tried to awaken Shikaku, he won't be able to regain consciousness as long as Sumidori is active. This condition is gained through a restriction rooted in the resolve for self-sacrifice. The initiator's priority is absolute. Oh my God, more wall of text. I know that everybody's going to be talking about this in their reviews and whatnot. My ability is to force soul exchange. Okay, yeah, explain it for me. Explain it for me, my guy. My ability is forced soul exchange. One person is chosen at random from the initiating group, and their soul is swapped with the arrow's target. That's crazy, because Hulkenberg didn't even know it was going to be him that got shot into Balsamico then. But it was necessary to investigate what effect the body's death would have on the exchanged soul. This is also crazy, but it also explains why this move is so damn powerful, because having the condition of it being a random person out of the group makes it so that, you know, the ability itself is just going to be stronger at the end of the day. All right, here we go. When two bodies exist, only one soul can awaken at a time, and the priority of awakening lies within the ability's user. Given that the definition of quote-unquote death in the succession war isn't clear, we can assume it implies the death of the body and soul. Therefore, if the target's body and soul are separated through the exchange, there is no reason to prioritize testing whether the soul can return to its original body. The first thing to test is 1. What happens to the soul inside the pierced body if that body dies first? Then 2. What happens if the target soul's new body dies and no original body to return to? For 2, it's clear. Considering the ability was activated with the assistance of a guardian spirit beast to ensure victory in the succession war and taking into account the necessary and sufficient conditions. As for 1, if I ignore my emotions and focus solely on achieving my goal, it isn't a significant issue. For participation, it's likely that my ability requires people who are willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Therefore, the answer is self-evident. To establish an ideal nation, I must continue the fight and honor these noble sacrifices. He's like, well, don't follow me unless you're ready to sacrifice yourself, my guy. That's pretty much what he said. Which is crazy. Which is very crazy. But anyway, let's keep it going. Damn, yo. He's thinking like a mug in this shit. Anyway. The odds were slim that my soul would be chosen to switch with Balsamico, but I had accounted for this possibility in my calculations. This scenario had already been tested on the First Prince's personal soldier, Vict, which I kind of figured, because he was over there doing the sign language and shit, but he was really just doing a distraction to Balsamico when he was pulling up. If the body of the initiating side dies first, the target's soul returns to its original body, allowing both souls to coexist. All right. In that case, priority shifts and the target's soul regains full control over the original body. All right, I'm gonna say this one more time. The odds were slim that my soul would be chosen to switch with Balsamico. It's been Balsamico this whole time. Anyway. For this possibility, in my calculations, this scenario had already been tested on the First Prince's personal soldier, Vic. Okay. If the body of the initiating side dies first, the target's soul returns to its original body, allowing both souls to coexist. In that case, priority shifts and the target soul regains full control over the original body. Okay. So I think what he's saying is that Balsamico is in his body right now. I think that's what he's saying. And that if his body dies, then Balsamico will return to his own body. I think that's what he's saying here. Therefore, if my body dies, literally the next panel. Therefore, if my body dies, Balsamico's soul will return to his own body and my soul will be forcibly put to rest. That's crazy. That's why just before my body dies, I'll have this body ingest a sedative. I can't control when Balsamico's soul will awaken, but this should give me around 10 hours after my body's death to maintain control. Because of that, before my time runs out, I must make the right move to win the succession war. All right, man, this is a crazy gamble, Hulkenberg. Let's see I like it though. Let's see where this is going. We're back at the medical ward. I see my man Leorio chilling. I want to see Leorio have like some spotlight. I don't know. Oh my God. Hulkenberg's body is looking crazy, yo. He looking like he is OD dehydrated, but he's sweating also. All of the doctors are looking concerned. He's looking like how the people looked when the snakes from Silent Majority was like sucking all their life out of them. You know what I mean? So, but he's not quite there yet. He looks like he's at like the halfway point of that. But anyway, we cut to Benjamin, and he got my man Blockhead with him, aka Fury Cove, and he's looking over something on a clipboard. Then we see Camilla, and she's drinking something and getting her nails tended to. And then we see Zhang Lei, and Zhang Lei is looking at his coin. We see, I forgot my man's name. Do I still have it pulled up? I think I do. Salkov. I have it pulled up still from last week. That's the fourth Prince's guard. I guess we're going Prince by Prince right now. And he's looking at his phone, I think, and there's like a timer on it, and he's like, what the hell? Someone once said, leveling up is a staircase, not a slope. And boy, is that true. This is what Redneck is saying. Yeah, this guy's crazy, yo. I was so frustrated that my time wasn't improving that I almost gave up. Well, Salkov is sickened by whatever this time is that he just made. Reaching this level in just 3 days is unheard of. Theta, what the hell do you want me to do with him? Optimism isn't enough. Breaking the 1 second barrier isn't going to be easy. What is he at right now? He's at 3 seconds and 496 milliseconds. All right, let's see. This is how quickly he's getting into Zetsu? Oh my god. Wait. Okay, we'll see. Let me stop. Optimism isn't enough. Breaking the 1 second barrier isn't going to be easy. Damn, it might take a week, 10 days, or worst case scenario, 2 weeks. But I'll freaking do it. I'll shave every last second. Yo, this guy's a maniac, yo. He's a maniac. This really might be Beyond Sun right here. Because only Netero and Beyond have this level of just focus, stick-to-itiveness, and I don't give a fuck about nothing but what I want to do right now. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like he might be Beyond Sun because this is Netero throwing them punches 1,000,001 times until he got it. You know what I'm saying? It's really giving that energy right now. Salkov's like, I get it now. The expectations he sets for himself, his whole attitude, it's so far removed from what an average guy like me can comprehend. He manifests his own destiny. He talks the talk and walks the walk. I have no doubt he'll succeed. Then he mentioned moving on to the real thing, right? What's he got in store for me? Oh my god, what is he doing, yo? He looks crazy. Yo, Serrated nigga is about to be a problem. This is crazy, yo. This is crazy, yo. He is freaking moving up the ladder so quick when it comes to being able to use Nen that by the time they actually get to the fake dark continent, I don't even know, bro. This guy's gonna be, he might be in the Jing and Beyond tier by then. It's crazy, yo. But anyway, now we got Tubepa. Tubepa is just looking at her laptop. We got Tyson. Tyson is singing her praises from her book, and her disciples are looking at her. Excuse me. We got Loserus. Loserus is watching TV, I think. Excuse me. Well, Basho's just like sitting there like this. And then we got Fugetsu and Kacha. I'm like, aren't we skipping some people here? And it's like, yes, because 8th Prince Sale Sale is out of here. And Hulkenberg, we saw him at the beginning of the chapter, so I guess they didn't really need to cut back to him. We got Kacho, Fake Kacho, and Fugetsu. Fake Kacho is watching over Fugetsu. And then, again, we skip over the next prince, which would be Momose, because Momose was the first one that was out of here. And then we got Miriam, who's playing with some kind of Toy City or whatever, and the guards. And we got Bisky with him, and she's playing with him. It's nice. So then we cut to Queen Oito and Wobble and Bill back in the 14th Prince's quarters. And Karapika is talking to Bavimina, and he says, the second training session will take place tomorrow, Thursday at 9 a.m. The only change is the attendance of Prince Camilla's guard this time. Will you and Furikov still represent Prince Benjamin? And I'm gonna say Bosamika. I literally just said it. Bavimina is like, yeah. Karapika says, by the way, what do you make of Prince Camilla's change of heart? The training session confirmed our claims, so maybe now she sees it as a worthwhile investment. I think this is one of his Anglaise cards. It could, I think the two of them are. It could just be for training, or it could be for information. Assassination, negotiation, persuasion, the list is endless. And then I think Bobby Mina's thinking to himself, Camilla's have-not guards are said to be in possession of unique abilities. Could it be Nen? Is their target really Wobble? The uncertainties just keep piling up. Sending someone alone shows strong intent, given Camilla's personality. There's no doubt they came with a specific purpose in mind, not just for training. Senritsu's letter didn't mention anything about Camilla. I don't know if this I think this is Bobby Mina thinking that, not Karapika, but let's see. But maybe a game-changing secret has forced her hand. Regardless, this is Karapika. Regardless, we mustn't let them anywhere near Prince Wobble. It won't be easy, but the two of us will have to handle it. And Bill's like, you betcha. You gotta love Bill, you know what I'm saying? Very wholesome man. Always just along for the ride until eventually, him and Karapika are gonna cross paths in a different way once Beyond Netero gets released, because he is one of Beyond's guys at the end of the day. But anyway, Kurapika says, Shimano, stay close to the queen and prince, even at the cost of your cleaning duties. And I think Kurapika thinks to himself, what will their move be? Oh no, this is still Bobby Mina, I think. What will their move be? There's also the pact with Shorai to consider. We have to be careful. Maybe this is Kurapika thinking this whole thing. I can't really tell. But does Kurapika know about Camilla's have-nots? I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments if you can. So we're back in the medical ward, and we're seeing some guards with guns, and we're seeing doctors, and the doctors are looking over Hulkenberg's body. And oh my goodness, he just went from beep, 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 beep to beep, aka he done flatlined, and he looks crazy. He looks like he a dead man for real. And the doctor, I guess, is like, yeah, it's a wrap. It seems the body will be transported at midday, moving up the central stairway from Tier 3 to the morgue on Tier 1. What is this? His final 3 wishes are 1, a public announcement, 2, a farewell from his supporters, 3, for his personal guards to handle the transportation of his coffin. Okay, so this is Balsamico Berg talking to Benjamin on the phone, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yes, those were the prince's final words. What do you think? Benjamin says, let them proceed. We'll respect his wishes, even though he didn't write them down. Benjamin, this is kind of cold, yo. This is probably your real brother. And you just like, yeah, whatever. We in war times right now. We can't let his supporters' grief turn into anger. We must act carefully and with respect. Tell Supreme Magistrate Clea to drop the case and release his private soldiers so they can go to him. Yes, sir. Supreme Magistrate Clea is the chick that is above Kaiser in the Justice Bureau. I don't know if she's the head honcho or not, but that's who that is. Well then, am I near the bottom? Not yet. Okay. Well then, this is Balsamico Berg, whatever. I'll discuss the autopsy results when they arrive and oversee the memorial service, and then return with his remains. Make sure everything is handled with the utmost care, Benjamin says. You've done an excellent job. Yes, sir. And then inside of him, which this picture looks crazy. This picture looks crazy with Hulkenberg's head inside of Balsamico's head. Thank you, brother. But anyway, continuing on. Okay, this is the broadcast, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some very sad and unfortunate news to share. The 9th Prince Hulkenberg tragically passed away earlier today, and people watching the screen are looking appalled. The funeral procession will commence today at noon and proceed up the central stairway towards the first tier. To all guests on the 3rd tier, please gather at the central stairway plaza to bid your final farewell. And we got the the Nobunaga trio here of Nobunaga, Finks, and Phaeton. Nobunaga says, was he the head of a family? And Phaeton said, no, not connected. Excuse me. Finks says, then who cares? Let's hurry on down to tier 4. There's no rush. Heinrich did a great job hiding the transmitter. Anyway, I want to straighten some things with the two families before we head to the Haley hideout. The sound of mourning marks the beginning of the next turmoil. Interesting. About the Haley? Yeah. Pointless. We crush them regardless. Well, obviously, it's about how to crush them. You see, I like Nobunaga walking around with these two dunceheads. Oh my goodness. Nobunaga says, depending on their response, we might have to go all out on this. Phaeton says, not only pointless, also nonsense. And Fink says, you got a hard on for the enemy or something? How lame. It's all in your head. Nobunaga says, I hope I'm wrong, but if my hunch is right, I'm going to beat the shit out of you guys. That's hilarious, yo. That's the end of the chapter. Another fucking banger, yo. Tagashi, shout out my guy, yo. Shout out my guy, Tagashi. As you can see, I'm keeping Yamato up here for all my reactions at this point. For all the people that stayed to the end of the video, I'm just going to say what my, my costume is. It's pretty obvious if you are a fan of Yoshihiro Tagashi, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? This is Yusuke's outfit from the Dark Tournament, from Yu Yu Hakusho. So, yeah, happy Halloween to everybody out there. And, another great chapter. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I'll see you next week. All right? No break. Ain't no break next week. Yeah, that's it.